If something doesn't happen the way you want it to happen, keep moving forward and trust that something even better will happen. The problem with a lot of you is you don't know how to deal with rejection. You don't understand rejection is a normal, natural part of living. And as you go through life, a lot of things are going to go your way, but a lot of things are not going to go your way. And when they don't go your way, do not stop. Keep moving forward, because there is even something better beyond that. My whole life has been filled with rejection. Ow. My high school, I wanted to date. One girl was like, "You're too fat to date." But then senior year, I met a girl who loved me, who I loved. And that lasted a while till she dumped me, more rejection. And then I went to college and I didn't find the friends I thought I was going to find. And I transferred, which was difficult, rejection, wondering, why is this so hard for me? No one told me that it could be hard to find friends. It could be hard to adjust. This is why I do what I do for a career, because people don't realize that it's uncomfortable to live life. And there's a lot of things that will go our way, but a lot of things that won't go our way. I had an internship at The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, which was amazing. But I got rejected at first trying to get an interview. Then I got the interview. Then I got there. And I met a writer who wrote advice who was so supportive and wonderful. And I met a writer who was so mean to me. At one point he goes, "No matter what you say, no matter what you do, I will never like you." And I was just asking him, how did you get to be a writer on The Tonight Show? And then I went back to college and I started writing my advice column. And I decided, I love doing this. I want to do this for a career. So I started self-syndicating my column, meaning I tried to sell it to newspapers all over the Midwest. And many editors did not want to talk to me. A few did. And when they did, I would drive to see them and sell them my column. And a lot of times, most of the times, they'd say no. Sometimes they'd say yes. One guy I drove to see over 4 hours, and he didn't show. He was a no-show because he had plumbing problems at home. And no one called me and told me. Eventually, my column got into lots of papers, and it was distributed by King Feature Syndicate. But it was rejection, 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 victory, victory, victory. Book publishing. My book, The Naked Roommate, has over 1 million copies in print. But I've written many other books, and some of those books have been really successful, and some of those books people don't know much about. My first book, Campus Life Exposed: Advice from the Inside. Great book, but very few people read that book. My whole life, rejection, so much of it, but so many amazing wins. Even my wife rejected me on an online dating site before I magically, some reason, some weird coincidence, met her at the UPS store when I was making copies and she was sending a fax. It's crazy how life unfolds. If you are a little early in your risk-taking journey, I just want to remind you, rejection is part of this. It's okay. And when it happens, instead of getting angry and upset, just listen, learn, grow, and trust that you will be okay, because that is what life is. It's victories and setbacks, and in between, it's you having to remind yourself, I'm going to get wherever I want to go, because you're exceptional, and you'll surround yourself with exceptional people, and you will get to not only where you want to go, but someplace even better. If you can't get your work done, ask for an extension. And I know a lot of you do not want special treatment because it makes you feel uncomfortable, but not everyone is dealing with the same challenges and responsibilities at the same time. There can be circumstances in your life that make it impossible for you to get everything done when it needs to get done. Advocating for yourself and communicating what you need is as important as getting an assignment done. So talk to your professor and explain what's happening and see if you can get an extension. Ask for the extension. Be really direct. Say, I need more time, and pick a date that you will submit the materials and see if they say yes. And if they say yes, great. And if they don't, then you know what? At least you've tried. But most of the time, these people are going to be compassionate, and they're going to help you. And they're going to say, thanks for letting me know. No problem. As a teenager, you are getting a nonstop flow of information. And a lot of that shit hurts. I don't know how I would deal with this. The news you get, the behind the scenes, the unedited footage, you see raw stuff, and you have access to, what you have access to, right? I don't need to tell you. And as a parent, an adult, I can't keep you from seeing it, right? I can't keep you from accessing it. Even with my kids, it's I can try, but I know they're going to see it on someone else's phone or computer. So the thing is, if you are feeling stressed or anxious, And social media, it can be great, but it's a 24/7 IV drip of judgment, shame, rejection, comparing yourself to other people. You want to be liked, you want to be affirmed, and you don't get to shut this off. So the only way you can shut this off is if you want to shut it off. And that's why I like this article. These teens ditch smartphones for mental health. And it's a bunch of teenagers. Some got rid of their smartphones and actually got flip phones. I have a flip phone I use for business. I actually have it. It's not bad. It's like, hello? Anyway, flip phones aren't so terrible, but these students get together and they will draw or listen to music or just hang out, and it's a group that has no technology. It's just about connection. And it just reminded me that you are the only person who can set these boundaries. It's you. Adults can't do this. Teachers can't do it. Parents can't do it. You. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, if you're feeling stressed, this is a really great idea for you to set some boundaries. Maybe it's deleting an app. Maybe it's taking a social media vacation. I've had a lot of college students tell me that's really helped. But it's you setting boundaries, because if you don't set boundaries, no one will. And you need to be the one to take care of you. If I'm looking at colleges, I'm considering what type of resources are available to support students' mental health. What type of counseling is available? Is there a wait list? Do you get free access? How many visits do you get? Is there a community? Are you in a place where outside of campus you can get referrals? Is there accessibility and availability to quality mental health services and resources? And what type of programs are in place to support students, not just during their first year, but throughout their whole college experience? Because this is the number one issue in my mind. If you think getting help is a sign of weakness, rethink this. It's a sign of strength. It's a sign of intellect. When you allow people who have information to share that with you, to help you, you're able to manage your time better. You're able to build relationships. Do you know how good it feels when I'm able to help people? There's so many people who want to help you. And if you let them know what you need and you go to places where help is available and kind people are there to support you, your life will change. Getting help is a sign of strength, and it is a sign of intellect.